There is no scientific knowledge, spiritual knowledge, material knowledge, economics knowledge. There is only knowledge. Fragmentation of knowledge is a function of the mind. No? When we say that the rock is empty, is it spiritual knowledge? Is it scientific knowledge? Is it material knowledge? What is it? Isn't it? When we say singularity becomes plurality, that all comes from one, is it scientific or is it religious or is it spiritual? It's all of it. They're all saying the exact same thing, isn't it? That singularity becomes plurality. Big Bang becomes everything, or God becomes everything, or consciousness becomes everything. Ultimately, we are all referring to the same phenomena of singularity becoming plurality, isn't it? So those distinctions are only there as long as we are creating a fragmentation on the level of how we think. When you are not identified to being religious or scientific or any of that, then you can see it as a whole. No? Then science is part of spirituality. It's not. It's part of the development of consciousness. A person who sees himself as a scientist sometimes will be dogmatic, will be like a religious person. Do you understand? So oftentimes scientists can be dogmatic, isn't it? They can take spirit out of science, and then science leads us to all kinds of trouble. Nuclear weapons, global warming, fracking. How much science is required to come up with fracking? Isn't it? I mean, somebody really devoted time and energy to how to exploit, how can I exploit Earth more? Isn't it? So there is only intelligence, and when you are connected to intelligence, then science, spirit, these are all one. Then E is equal to mc square is the same thing as prana. Sarvam pranaha, that everything is energy. In Sanskrit, there is a sloka that everything is energy, and that Einstein later found out, and he said E is equal to mc square. Isn't that what E is equal to mc square means? That everything is energy, fundamentally, is it not? The time is a consistently persistent illusion, Einstein said, and in Sanskrit we say what? It's kala. So those distinctions are only there when the individual is not having access to intelligence, only has access to information. When the individual only has access to information, then there is split between ascending worldview and descending worldview. Do you understand? In the West, there has been a lot of split in that. Ascending worldview means that everything is coming, that this is good and this is bad. Do you comprehend? We have come from there, and this is sin, and so much and so forth. And the reductionist worldview, which is the descending worldview, that this is it. We are here because of an accident. Some may say we are here because of a sin. The other saying we are here because of a fluke, a chance. And then we call it science. The whole premise of it is based on chance, fluke. Exactly, just randomness. Something they cannot explain, isn't it? So that's split. But somebody who knows fully, that for him ascending and descending worldviews are not opposing, they are complementary, they are both same. So I think as yogis, we have to absorb, and in our teachings we have to take into consideration the new changes in information, what is changing, like in Ayurveda, for example, right? There have been such stress on ghee and using milk products, but now that was speaking to a different time. Now there is GMO, there is so much hormones being put into cows. Now if you have milk, it's not going to really work for you. So we have to, of course, be open to the new information which is being presented to us, which oftentimes when you take deeply, you realize just the old, what the seers have said, is now being presented in something which is more relatable. And that's all. But there is actually a harmony in it all. Does that make sense? Answers your question? Yes. Like even the term neuroplasticity, This is a recent term. Just a decade ago, in the Western science, in the field of neuroscience, they said that the human brain stopped learning after a certain age, isn't it? And it's only a decade-old theory that they really have accepted that the human brain actually never ceases to learn, that the number of synapses or neurological connections a human brain can create is much more than the number of stars in the visible universe. So, they're learning. As Planck once said that we scientists never change our mind, we just die and new ones come and replace us. Now when you look at Einstein, who became one of the unintentionally, right, he became one of the forefathers of quantum mechanics, quantum physics. He was a vehement opposer of it in the beginning, right? He opposed it because he said it turned everything upside down. He did not agree with it till the end. It was all very in the end that he began to really open up to it, even though he somehow unintentionally became the founder of it, isn't it? When they did the nuclear bomb test in America, who was the scientist? Oppenheimer? He recited the sloka from Bhagavad Gita of Krishna's death become I am time, I am the destroyer, I am the creator. You know, he really spoke so he had been reading Bhagavad Gita when he was making nuclear bomb. You know, a great book to read for that is called The Tao of Physics. It's old 70s, I think that it is. Have you read it? Anybody? It's a good book to read for you. It's called Tao of Physics. It's a Fridge of Capra. I think he was a German guy. I'm not sure, but it's a good book to read.